Are you? I wasn't even looking at my bait, and that's what I get. I was looking at where I was going to make the next cast. About took the rod out of my hand. When that happens, if you have a wacky rig or a Texas rig handy, a lot of times you can catch that fish. We'll see if that's the case. A little slow on the draw there after I missed that one. I didn't get my... There's one over there. He ran under that ledge. Oh, well, that was another Bartram's bass. It wasn't as nice as that other one I just had, but he was probably 10 inches somewhere in that range. He was probably not the same one I missed, but he was right there. It was a tiny one. That's the only downside to using these soft Senkos. Those juveniles, man, they'll eat them up. A lot of times the juveniles they're just hanging on to the end of the worm, and like that one was, and he'll just pull it off the hook. That's what happened. Look at that, right there. I mean, you'd never expect a... Boy, he wasn't coming off. Sorry, buddy. Right in the maxilla. Let's see. The old Bartram's bass. That one's probably 10, 11 inches. He's really long, but boy, that is a big Bartrams. Wow. Wow. If that's a pure one, that's a big one. Okay. Well, it certainly looks like a Bartram's bass. What I look for, you know, I'm looking for the coloration here in the soft dorsal. The here in the anal fin, we've got some pigment, and also the caudal fin. You have the margins there. You have pigment, and the margins of the caudal fin are, the lobes of the caudal fin are somewhat rounded. I'm looking at these blotches here. 2, 3, 4. Got about 10 blotches, so that's not too many. You know, is this a Bartram's bass? It could be, but the biologists, most of the biologists I talk to, they say once they get over 12 inches that most of the fish over 12, 13 inches are hybrids. But every now and then they do sample, they have sampled pure Bartrams up to 14 inches. And that's according to Dr. Peoples at Clemson University. So, you know, is this a Bartram's bass? It certainly looks like one, but once, you know, they tell you, the biologists tell you that they can back cross and look just like parent species. So, but this is an awesome fish. Certainly made the drive over here worth it. Now, as this fish has gotten a little more stressed out, those markings are a lot more distinct, as you can see. As you see, that's kind of, when you see a Bartram's on the internet, that's kind of what you see right there. But that's a beautiful fish. This is a smallmouth. Not a big one, but there we go. Little smallmouth. There's actually a large man-made impoundment several miles upriver, and I believe they've released some water from the dam, and it's just now reached the section I'm fishing here. There's been a noticeable increase in the current. I'm not sure if that's apparent on the camera or not, but I'm pretty sure they're generating, or the release has from that dam has just now reached the area I'm fishing here. Oh, here we go. I hope we're recording. Oh, this fish is about to come off. That's a shame. He's a nice one. Here we go. Well, that fish is closer to 18. Right there. Yeah, he's about 18 with the mouth closed. I'm gonna try to, I can't stand, the water's too deep here. So I'm having to balance on this rock and it's not easy. Let's see. Yeah. Really amazing color on that fish. Not as great as a Bartrams in my opinion, but for you know, that's pretty nice smallmouth. I had to get off that rock. My foot was starting to fall asleep. I've got a low battery too, so I've got to find a more stable area to change the battery. One thing I will say is when you're on a river like this that has a dam upstream, you don't want to leave your kayak, you know, on a rock like I did, unless, you know, if you have a tether or some kind of rope or anchor, that's better. You know, I was kind of watching it, but what could happen is the river could rise and your boat could float away. So just tip of the day right there, I guess. I'm pretty familiar with this river, but still, you never want to leave your kayak there like I did. That's, if you do, don't go as far away from it as I did. You know, it's never, just, it's better just to play it safe, you know. Just foul hooked a pretty good smallmouth here. It's hooked in the side, so I'm probably not going to land it. I don't think it's as big as the other one I just caught. What surprised me though is that it was back in this little pocket here with there, you know, there's no visible current hardly. But I guess that's because the river's coming up from the generation. This is not a big fish, he's just foul hooked, and I'm taking it easy because I want to right in the pectoral fin, just like that. Pretty good smallmouth though. All right, buddy. I just had a giant one roll right there. The wind is just blowing me right back in this pocket. Another pretty good smallmouth. Make sure my camera's tilted right. Probably 16 inches or so. Healthy looking fish.